Horoscope for Capricorn, Friday, 22 May 2026. Welcome to CosmologicaLab. Today, Capricorn, the universe smiles at you with an energy that seems to have cleared all the clouds of your horizon, leaving behind it a crystalline sky and a promise of renewal. You feel that lightness in the air, that feeling that, finally, the pieces of a puzzle that had you restless begin to fit in with an almost magical softness. It is as if, after a long time of walking with a heavy backpack, you suddenly realized that the strap has been released and you can move forward with a much more agile and determined step. There is a cosmic harmony that envelops you, a whisper of the stars that tells you that the road is clear so that you can trust your own rhythm again. That fluidity that runs through the cosmos manifests itself in you, in your own essence, as a solid and serene presence. Since there are no planets mobilizing your immediate vitality, your body today does not ask you for great feats, but invites you to honor that natural structure that defines you. You feel like a mountain that, while remaining immutable, is able to receive sunlight with absolute calm. It is a day to feel the firmness of your feet on the ground, to notice the strength of your spine and that ability to sustain you that makes you so special. You don't need to look for external stimuli to feel alive. Your own stability is your greatest source of energy today. Taking this energy to the ground of your resources and your material stability, the sky presents you with a scenario of profound transformation. With Pluto inhabiting your area of finance, you feel that something in your relationship with personal value and money is mutating, as if you were stripping yourself of old beliefs of scarcity to give way to a power mentality. Today, while you review your banking app or plan your savings, you may feel an almost instinctive urge to reorganize your priorities. This transformation is enriched by the presence of the moon in your area of shared resources. You could experience a very acute intuition about an investment, loan, or even an inheritance or money that comes from a partner. It's like you can smell the financial opportunities before they materialize. Despite this transformative intensity, in your professional environment, Libra's energy asks you to seek balance and diplomacy. If you have a meeting or negotiation pending, do not try to impose your will with the usual hardness. Seek harmony, aesthetic, and just agreement. Imagine that your career is a canvas where every interaction must be balanced. Although the shadow of Saturn reminds you that effort is necessary to build something lasting, the fluidity of current aspects allows that work to feel less like a burden and more like a legacy construction. If we look now at your day-to-day, at that little machine that makes your life work, Mercury's presence in your routine area gives you amazing mental agility. Today, your mind is like a state-of-the-art processor, capable of organizing task lists, responding to emails, and managing contingencies with surgical precision. However, this mental activity requires you to be careful with the excess of information. You could find yourself in front of a saturated inbox or with a notification of a to-do that gives you a small itch of anxiety. The secret to this energy working for you is the organization. Use this transit to implement small changes in your habits. Maybe it's time to organize that desk drawer that's been ignored for months or set up a new hydration routine. The key is that Mercury asks you for order, but an order that is functional, not just aesthetic. If you feel that the pace of your tasks accelerates too much, stop for a second, breathe, and return to simplicity. A small gesture, like preparing your last night's meal or leaving your clothes ready, will give you the sense of control your mind needs to remain productive without running out. If we go into the heart of your being now, into that emotional world where the bonds are intertwined, the energy is vibrant, almost electric. With the Sun, Mars, and Uranus moving in your area of expression and creativity, you feel an explosion of vitality that you cannot ignore. It's as if within you there's a spark that suddenly turns into a fire that illuminates everything you touch. You may feel a sudden urge to start a creative project, to dance, or simply to find a new way to have fun that breaks with monotony. It is an energy that pushes you to be seen, to be authentic, to let your light shine without asking permission. In the realm of affections and intimate relationships, the presence of Venus and Jupiter in your area of bonds gives you an opportunity for expansion and sweetness. There is a warmth that invites encounter, deep conversation, and romance. You could experience a special moment of connection with someone, perhaps an accomplice look at a dinner or a WhatsApp message that makes you smile in front of the mobile screen. However, keep your guard high in the face of the small tension generated by Venus with Neptune. Don't let illusions or unrealistic expectations cloud your judgment. Do not confuse the intensity of the moment with an absolute truth. Make sure that what you see is what there really is, avoiding idealizing people or situations that might not be what they seem on the surface. At the same time, the moon in your area of intimate transformation invites you to explore your deepest emotions. There is a need to heal and release what no longer serves you in your closest relationships. It is a time for conversations that, even if they may be intense, will allow you to clean up the emotional terrain. If you feel a knot in your stomach when you think of a pending subject with someone, do not avoid it. It is the moon asking you to go through that shadow to reach a purer light. In your friendships, the energy of Scorpio in your social zone asks for loyalty and depth. Look for groups or friends that challenge you intellectually and share your deepest values. If we move towards your mental world and your spiritual growth, the panorama is of a fascinating expansion. With the influence of Pisces in your area of communication, your mind is not only logical, but also deeply intuitive. You could have a mental click, a brilliant idea that comes out of nowhere, maybe as you walk through the park or just staring at the rain behind the window. It is a capacity to understand what is not said, to read between lines. In the same process, Virgo's energy in your area of higher knowledge helps you land those intuitions on something practical. Don't just stay in the dream. Look for the structure to learn, to study, to apply that new knowledge. The presence of Sagittarius in your area of the unconscious invites you to a spirituality that does not fear doubt, but uses it as fuel for faith. You might find yourself with a book, a podcast, or a video that radically changes your perspective on a topic that you're passionate about, giving you that feeling that the universe is sending you clear signals through the information you consume. If today you feel you need to do a ritual, I propose one of empowerment, taking advantage of the great fluidity of today's aspects to anchor your desires in reality. Since the sky favors you with sextiles and trigons, it is the ideal time to manifest. Find an object that represents your success or an image that evokes that longing desire and place it in a visible place in your home, preferably at your work table or in your living room. It can be a small stone, a photograph, or even a simple drawing. Symbolism is the intention that your desire is already present in your physical environment. During the day, every time you pass ahead of that object, stop for a second, breathe deeply, and visualize yourself already having achieved that goal. Feel the satisfaction, relief, and joy of having achieved it. Keep this anchor there for at least 7 days, so that the energy settles and consolidates in your reality, and when you feel that the intention has been engraved in your subconscious, you can keep it as an amulet of your achievements. To accompany this energy of clarity and expansion, for today, I propose the light blue or mint green color. If you have something of this color nearby, such as a mobile cover, a notebook, or even a small detail in your clothes, use it as a visual reminder that your mind is in harmony and that your communication ability is open and fluid. It does not need to be something striking. The intention lies in the small gesture of connecting with that frequency of calm and freshness. Remember that the most important thing is not the object itself, but the intention you place in it. Today, you will discover that the greatest force lies not in the struggle, but in the ability to flow with the current of the universe. You will be able to transform your shadows into light, and you will see how the paths that once seemed closed open before you today with amazing clarity. Trust your structure, trust your intuition, and above all, trust the process. Have a nice day, dear Capricorn. Subscribe to CosmologicaLab so you don't miss the next video. Give it a like if it resonated with you, and let us know in the comments what you thought. See you in the next video.